What is going on? So I'm getting super pumped, about to get real energized with some Starbucks, and the only thing I'm missing to get my new wheels and tires on this truck is that I need to get lugs for these studs on these wheel spacers. So this wheel spacer is an inch thick. I already run 2-inch spacers on my truck originally, but they don't work because this one is a 6 to 6.5 that adapts to the hub, and then you put your lugs, and this all tightens down onto the hub, right? Then you put your rim and tire on the studs on this side, and this is a 6 by 5.5. So that's the reason I'm running these wheel spacers. So, and it'll give me a little bit more poke, so nothing wrong with that. So I need to go get lugs for this, and then go get some Starbucks, and because I really need a round two, and then start doing all the really fun stuff, getting these tires on this truck. Man, it's just gonna change the whole look of this truck. It's gonna be great. Man, this is starting getting expensive, so I had to buy special lugs, of course. It's an M12 by 1.5 thread pitch, and I wanted to get an open end to make sure that I can go unsink them all the way down, right? But nobody in town has them, so I went to Discount Tire, and I spent $45 in lugs, and at least they're black, right? That's pretty cool, I guess. And so now I'm one step closer to getting the tires mounted. Alrighty, I got back to the shop and I'm starting to tear it up. Man, gonna go and take these tires off, take my wheel spacers off, get one side done and see what it looks like. So I just hit a major problem. So these wheel spacers are 1-inch spacer, right? And how am I gonna get the freaking rim flush when the studs are sticking out? So that sucks. Especially because if I tighten up one of my lugs, the lug sits about 1/4 inch out all the way flush to tighten up this wheel spacer to the hub. So, how am I gonna fix this? So I've been sitting here thinking and contemplating on what to do, and I have 2 different things I could try to get these wheels onto here with this particular setup. I either have to, 1, cut my studs, because there's like this really smooth part. If I cut that to where the threads meet, then it'd be flush. Then get new acorn nuts, because these ones go all the way in, and then I still have about 1/4 inch of it sticking out. See that? So you want that to be flush. Or I buy new wheel spacers. And the thing about that is they can get expensive, anywhere between $80 and $200. And I'm like already kind of at that point where I don't really want to spend any more money on this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because if I even nick the threads on this with an angle grinder, then I'm going to be popping these studs out. And it's like, I could do that too. I could pop every one of these studs out and get shorter ones, but then that's going to freaking take so much time. And so is cutting every stud freaking off. That's going to be just, goodness gracious. It's always custom here at Speed Trend. So, yep, that's what's been going on today. So, I guess I'll find out soon what I'm going to be doing, and you guys will too. And several days later, I'm back at the shop, determined to get these tires and rims on tonight. It's gonna go down. They gotta be on this truck, and because my tires are, man, they're bad. They're getting real bad. So I have talked to my buddies. Very, very knowledgeable. Gave me a lot of cool tricks and tips to be able to do this. And so I'm going of the route of cutting my studs, cutting my lugs too that go into the studs on my hubs. And oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous, but I'm really good with an angle grinder. And I've tried to find wheel spacers that would be a 6 lug by 5.5 to 6 lug by 4.5. and they do not make one in a 2-inch spacer. They only go up to like a 1 1/4, which is not enough. So I'm going to be freaking grinding like crazy. I'm going to go through a lot of grinding wheels. It's going to be freaking awesome, and I'm actually pretty pumped to do it. Just had some Starbucks. I'm ready to do it. Let's go. So before I start talking about how I'm going to be fixing all these studs and all that stuff, is I just found out why my truck shakes so bad. So when I was coming back from Sparta, my front left tire would shake real bad, and my sway bar bushing that goes and connects from the sway bar to the frame, it broke off part of the bracket right there. So I'm probably gonna have to disconnect this sway bar while I'm fixing this up. So the idea is, here's my wheel spacer, and my studs stick out too long, right? These ones right here and right there. And what I'm gonna be doing is taking an angle grinder or a grinding wheel and then cutting it all off. And what happens is, as you pull this nut out and you spin it out, it actually cleans up the threads. So you'll be able to take this nut and install it, you know, if I ever have to take this off again. So I will have to in the future. So I'm gonna go to town and do some grinding. It's gonna be fun. I'm literally trying to hold back my laugh. So I'm dumb, and I got my freaking grinder out, my air hose, all charged up except it leaks, but whatever. So I can't believe I'm gonna own up to this. So I got like all my spacer on, all my nuts and everything like that are torqued down, and I'm just about to start grinding, which I did start grinding a little bit, and then my buddy Kyle was like, well, make sure before you start doing that, check the back of the rim and see if there's any indentations to where you can have the stud stick out. And there is. So, oh my gosh. Every once in a while, you have it. I've been working on cars for 13 to 14 years. And sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself, man. I can't believe that. So now, phew, I don't have to do all that work, and now I can get these on in like 30 minutes. And just enough time to wash it up and freaking make an awesome video of it. So, oh man, I can't believe I almost cut my lugs off and everything like that. But no worry, we're gonna get it done way sooner.
Shutterstock Music. Drums is drumming, beating down a block, you can beat down a block, you can hate this ticket. Drums is drumming, beating down a block, you can hear me coming. Hate this ticket. Drums is drumming, beating down a block, you can beat down a block, you can hate this ticket. Drums is drumming, beating down a block, you can hear me coming. Hate this ticket. Drums is drumming, beating down a block, you can beat down a block, you can beat down a block, you can beat down a block.
Dude, no wonder my freaking truck shakes so bad. I broke another sway bar link. Doggone. Maybe that's like the car god's telling me that I need to go and just disconnect my sway bar so I can get all the articulation, you know what I'm talking about? Probably won't do that because then my ride quality will just go bleh.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock Music.
my gosh, these things look freaking sweet on this truck. So thank you guys for watching the journey that I just went on. A very magical one, because oh my gosh, I can't believe I was like this close to cutting off all my studs, all my nuts, shorten them down, all that jazz, just so I could fit these on. So I'm so glad that felt a little bit stupid, but that the back of these rims had access holes to where those studs would go on the inside of the rim. So man, I'd rather be dumb than gone through all that work and then been like, oh crap, well, they had holes in them already. So like, I'm so glad that I didn't have to do all that, because it would have taken me forever to do. But man, I just can't stop looking at them. That is one thing about vehicles. I mean, any kind of vehicle. You change the rims and tires on a vehicle, it just changes the whole personality. I would call this like, well, definitely it's the dad rig, but it's like the Bala off-roader. I just made that up. The Bala off-roader. That dude, that might have to be a sticker someday. So like I said, guys, thanks again for watching, and man, thank you so much for being a part of this journey that I just went on.